Welcome everyone back to the divisional download. I'm your host Noah Dude, here with Coop and Zorgo.
Oh,
We back.
Yeah, Zorgo back
you
for
back?
another episode. So, guys, we haven't Zorgo. You remember what race it was the last time? I don't remember.
It was. I can probably guess if
I
I
think it. No,
check.
I think it was going into the playoffs. I think it was the first. It was before Bristol.
Yeah,
I think it was after Donington.
yeah,
So
yeah. I think it was.
yeah. So we're back. It's been a while, guys. You guys last saw us after Darlington, which was the last race of the regular season. We're here now, going into the final race of the year, and I have brought to you the championship battle itself. Coop and Zorgo, you guys are both tied, 4 wins on the season. Um, and now Zorgo, you are 22 points ahead of Coop going into the final race, which means Coop, to win the championship, you need to be 3 spots ahead of this guy. So
Um, yeah, not looking good. I don't know. I'm not that confident. I don't know why. I'm not that. I'm always usually really confident in myself, but now I don't know. That race just demotivated me, man. I don't know. Falcons gun. It was bad. I don't know.
So let's backtrack. We'll kind of go over the same topics we did last time just to refresh. So let's just talk about season 16 as a whole so far. So you guys are drivers, so I'll go with you guys for now. Setups. What's been your favorite, and what do you have to say about all of them?
As I
Um,
said, I'm pretty sure I said this last time as well, but it's the best they've been, at least from when I've been in the league. The best they've been ever.
that's really. I love them. I mean, I agree. They're the best they've been, but the best setup from a race. Um, shoot, I'd probably say that's hard. A lot of them were good.
The
Yeah.
best I say was Homestead because mainly because it's multi grooved.
Yeah, Homestead would have been amazing. It was amazing, but it would have been even better if
Without draft. So yeah, I think next year that's gonna be a good race for the championship. Spoiler
yeah.
alert. Um,
But I did like Darlington setup as well. That was really nice.
I
speaking
wonder
of
why.
momentum,
Road America might have
Road
been my
America was
favorite,
good.
honestly.
Speaking of momentum, though, let's talk about the two new scripts. So obviously, break and turn is the game changer, and there's really no way you can say that that's bad. Let's talk about momentum though, because that's honestly the weirdest one. Um, how do you think that? Do you think that plays a factor, or do you think that's just there?
It's a factor.
I personally think it's a huge factor, and especially in
Speed
races
strategy.
and strategy. It makes saving easier actually because you
I wouldn't
can
say it
get
makes it
more.
easy.
I mean, it depends
It makes
on
saving a
certain
worse
tracks.
option depending on the track because you can't use momentum and save at the same time. So
I
unlike
mean,
with
yeah,
draft where you can like
if you,
easily catch back up.
If you gain your momentum and then let off though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then you could just go back to normal speed and then go back again with
See,
back to normal
see
speed.
the momentum script, guys. I really can't. I don't know if I'll be able to. No, I won't be able to pull up a video. But momentum script basically, there's no top speed anymore. Like when you reach the set top speed of the vehicle seat, it'll slowly, I'd say every second, go up by 1 mile an hour, and so you're gaining momentum. So basically, the first to get on the gas and the first to reach your max speed has more momentum
Uh,
coming out of the corner because you're gonna gain that momentum faster. So
which just makes
it,
mile and
it
a half tracks
yeah,
really.
it what it does is it allows multi-groove racing to happen because if you get on the gas sooner in a certain scenario, you can have the runoff. Even if you're not side by side battling, you're gonna have a battle as in of a speed. You're still gonna be tight.
Yeah, we've seen people try to go higher and higher on these mile and a half tracks, and it looks really good. I mean, the racing has just been good at every single track. I think,
Yeah,
and
I
I
honestly
think this
think
makes this
momentum.
momentum.
Yeah, I agree. I think momentum is
And I think
one of the biggest
most,
factors right now.
yeah,
I think
and I
it's
think
also been
most,
underused personally. There could have been some tracks where
yeah,
momentum probably would have been better than
yeah,
I
drafting.
also
I
think
completely agree.
the
Like
the only
Homestead,
reason I think that I'm not using it as much is because it is experimental for me. I don't know what tracks would be like without it
The
and with it.
Glen should have been momentum. I mean, if the Glen didn't have momentum, I would have lost, but that's not relevant.
I think that the only the only reason I didn't we'll jump forward for a second here and talk about the Glen. The only reason I didn't do momentum for the Glen is because Indy Road Course had draft, and that race was beautiful.
Well, to
True,
be fair,
but
it
at
was
the
a
day,
pack
I'm
race.
gonna do that next season. Draft is gonna still be there for
I
Indy Road
agree.
Course.
But this is complete. Walker Glens is such a different track. From
Yeah,
Indy Road
well,
Course. I mean,
I didn't know how the
I feel
cars
like
would act.
and the Glen was
I
so
didn't. I
good.
didn't like the pack racing.
The Glen was really good in practice earlier in the season testing with momentum. It was actually
All right, so
true.
now that we get off the momentum script and some of the stuff like that, let's go. I guess race by race up until the playoffs. Um, Daytona. It was a while ago. We had Zorgo. You could brag about it. You now have the most Daytona 500 championship wins. Most Daytona 500 wins. You are a 3-time Daytona 500 winner. Shades of Denny Hamlin. How does it feel?
Yeah.
Okay, I know they're super speedways, but
He's have a
do
chance.
those wins mean stuff to you?
They do, honestly, because usually, and by usually I mean most of the time, you see at Talladega, my super speedway luck usually horrible, but something about the Daytona 500 is just different. And half the time, it's mostly because I have good teammates. Like Dino, he was a really good pusher.
I
So,
think
like we were kind of
one
like I
thing
said,
that's
I think.
really
Like, talk.
sorry, but one thing that's really frowned upon at road racing is having a lot of super speedway wins. You saw it in super. Like when someone has mostly super speedway wins, you automatically consider them a bad driver. But one thing that I think people just overlook is the Daytona 500. Like nobody, when you say you have 15 Daytona 500 wins instead of just 15 Daytona wins, people think you're a lot better. And I've always wondered why. I don't. It's just the name really that's gives it away. But you truthfully have probably been the best Daytona 500 racer in history, and I don't know why. Yeah, it could be your teammates. It could be luck. I don't know, but it's weird to me that
And
someone can win that many times.
I think what also plays into factor is that Zorko doesn't just win Daytona 500s. He wins other races too. He can win the road courses. He can win the short tracks. He can win the mile and a half tracks. He's fast at every track, and
I
that's why
truthfully, yeah,
he's
I
been so
agree.
good.
I agree. I think,
Yeah,
and Coop, you may frown upon this, but I think, in my opinion, you two, I can put you on the same level. While Coop,
I'd say so.
I'd say week in week out, Coop is probably the fastest car. Zorgo, your strategy and just the way you know racecraft makes up for that, like that, and you guys just seem tied every single race. It's amazing to me that I met both of you guys and have you both in this league because without it, I would be so bored. Like you guys make this league so much better.
Right now,
I
I think
say,
it's neck and neck, but all time, I still do
Oh
think
well,
I'm
yeah, but
head.
he's also not been here as long as you.
Sure, that's true. That's true.
I say, like
And
out of like
I mean,
pure like speed, Hoop would probably be slightly better, but like overall like racing, it's like we're about equal.
Yeah, I think you guys are tied like
I think
racecraft wise.
we're really really close. I mean, I'm really
And
impressed with his strategy all the time. He knows how to save, and he doesn't even lose that much time.
yeah,
I mean, there's been some races where I've tried to catch him when I'm going full throttle and he's saving, but I just can't. He's too good at saving and still being fast, which is a
yeah,
problem for the field.
yeah. All right, let's talk about the second race of this year, Las Vegas. Usually, not usually, always a great race on the schedule. There really hasn't never been a bad race there. Um, Coop, I know you love this track. It's one of your favorites, one of your best. Zorgo, last season you and Coop had a kind of photo finish there. Um, Coop, we'll walk through you first since you finished second, and honestly should have won hadn't you made a mistake that we'll get into.
I don't know.
Well, no, he was right. He was gonna pass you, my friend.
I was gonna pass him back.
No, it
Anyway,
was turn 3 and 4, you dummy.
huh?
Or wait,
No, you
what?
came out of two and hit the wall
We're
goal.
That was
talking.
City. Oh, that's
We
right.
just thought.
Anyway, Coop, what's your opinion on the race? Because I know it was good, and I don't think you can say it wasn't good, but I know. Just talk about Las Vegas. History and this year.
History wise, I think the track has always been good, especially in the past few years. I mean, especially with that bumper and finish that we had in season 15. Great finish. No, but not even just bias. I mean, I think everybody thought that was a good finish.
Yeah.
And it was great to get the win there, obviously. That was my first one of the season, I believe. And this season, wise, I think it was also great with the Cup cars instead. Ran the it was to the Wesley 250,
Yep.
and I ran a Wesley car. And racing with quality was definitely good, and the finish was also interesting. A little chaotic though,
We'll
just like
talk about
last
that.
year.
Okay, so Kitty with the late race restart, Kitty was starting. He was starting fifth on that restart with 2 to go, and everyone in the field went high, and he saw his opportunity and took it on the backstretch. What people thought Kitty was a bust at that point. They were like, all right, that was just a fluke. This guy's not winning again, and we'll get into that in a moment. But what were you thinking the same thing? Were you thinking that Kitty wasn't that good and he just stole that win?
Yes, I
Because
was.
I know for a fact there's no way anyone predicted he'd be that good, even with his 2 races before that year. Nobody was thinking he was going to be as good as he was.
Yeah, I mean, I came in. I thought the song was still great for T
I
Bonda.
remember. See, I remember him showing like last season, but I just don't remember him doing good. Like kind of. So I didn't think
And
he'd be
then
anything.
Noah saw some talent in him. He worked on it. He's been active too.
Yeah,
I
Kitty's
mean,
been a great help to Team Bonza. Like he's dedicated to the team too, and
and
yeah,
even though
so
he could have had our fair share of problems like early in the season, we were getting into some teamwork problems. Couldn't figure it
but
out,
even then
but
he was great. Like he was still
yeah,
fast, and
we
yeah,
got 1-2s. We've had 5 1-2s for Team
I
Bonza.
I've been talking
Four
to
if we
him.
make it.
I've been talking to him in DMs like every day pretty much, and well, I'll go down him right now and just start looking at stuff. Like I've never been that close to Kitty. I met him in BLR, which is Block A's league or old league, um, but yeah, so he showed up 2 races last week or last season for Dyno Motorsports. He had a win and a second place finish, um, which was great. I mean, that's perfect. Everyone should have saw it, but for some reason, nobody
It was
noticed.
only you.
Like, no, absolutely nobody knows. And when Dyno Motorsports and FWO collided, they wanted to get rid of Kitty because they didn't see use in him. And while I understood that at the time, I was so ecstatic. I was like, all right, they're getting rid of Kitty. You're joining my team. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the DM where I actually talked about him being on my team.
Hmm.
Okay, I say this is after season 15. This is like literally the day after Phoenix when he won. I said, would you be interested in leaving Down in Motorsports in Divisional or no? I'm trying to get a fourth to fill my team. We have an amazing lineup, Mailbox, Coupe, Doge. However, Doge and Mailbox don't really show, and it's tough for us to win constructors, so I was wondering if you wanted to do that. And he says, I think I would like to stay with Dino because I've been friends with him in the past, unless he doesn't want me. Nothing against you, I just feel like it's rudish leaving. I said, I understand, I just need a driver. My team had, and his team had 5 wins last season. And he says, all right, I'll keep you up, I'll keep this in mind. And then I was talking with Dino. This is when DWO was made. And I said this in his DM. I said, so Dino just fired you and hired 2 others. Would you want to join Team Bonsai? And he says, he was confused. He was like, what? And then Dino traded him for me instead. And I said, okay, so now you are Team Bonsai. Would you like to leave or stay on it? And he goes, bruh, how could he fire me, bruh? Do you want me again? Muahahaha. That's what I had.
Crazy.
And I said, welcome to Team Bonsai. And ever since that day, there has not been a day that went by that we haven't DM'd. And
Wow.
I don't VC with this guy. I mean, Coop and I, you guys don't know this, but Coop and I are best Discord friends. There's not a day I don't go in a VC with Coop. Well, there is, but very
Yeah,
rare. It's like
but
we're
yeah,
VCing a lot a week, and I don't VC Kitty at all. But when I say he's like the only person I DM every day and don't call, like I talk to this dude once or twice a day, and we have a good conversation. And this is kind of a leak type thing. It's not illegal to do this, but I just decided to like. It's not necessary, but I said, where is it? I can find it. Right here. I said, hey Katie, kind of a team thing. I was wondering if I could make a contract with you. You've been great all.
Contract on road racing is crazy.
Well, this is why I said you've been great all year, and we need talent like you. We have Coop, and he's been great. He's our star. He's our superstar driver, but we need someone like you to stick with us all year and be that double-edged sword. And I said it's a 3-season deal, basically that you'll stay with us for at least 3 more seasons. And he agreed. He says, he said, I like being on this team so much more than Dynamo Motorsports. I like racing. It's a lot of fun. And then he said thanks and just didn't chat again. But he signed the deal.
And Kitty's just such a great personality.
He really is a good person.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that, and I really like that. But in this moment, everyone thought he was a bust. He got his first win. I was hype. I was ecstatic. But everyone was like, all right, this guy just won off of that late race restart. And then we went to Road America.
Seems to be a pattern.
Then we
Where
went to Road America.
it seemed like they're gonna dominate. I was like 5 seconds in front. I was like, yawn.
I won't.
Let Taunton a little bit, but then Kitty just
Kitty hit the gas, but one
I don't even
person
know how, yeah.
we need to overlook, or we're
Carson.
overlooking, Carson, bro. He hasn't.
I still haven't seen the
shown-
finish, but from what I heard, it was his at the end.
It's on
so it
divisional.
wasn't.
Yeah. He actually sold the finish. He probably would have won, to be honest.
Carson has fell off so hard. He's also his activity has fell off so hard. His
Yeah.
speed has fell off so hard. I mean, he's just in general. I mean, he's
That's
just-
another thing. He actually tried.
Also, I think the competition has gotten like higher as well.
Yeah.
So makes him look worse.
But I think so. Like I don't remember what race it was, but Kitty DM'd me after one race, and this is before the contract. This is honestly why I made the contract. This is the biggest reason. He said I just got offered a GLR. And
I was thinking before we did it, I was thinking like when you were talking about like how like we traded like Kitty for like Super, I was thinking like what if like he got sent to GLR instead of Bonza? Like how would that end up?
yeah, so he said mid season that he got offered a GLR, and I said, what are your thoughts about that? That's all I asked. I deep down inside I was like screaming no.
Kitty
but-
got offered by GLR.
Yes, Carson
Yeah.
tried to snipe this guy.
Insane.
And it flew under the radar. Had Kitty not been loyal to us, he wouldn't have told me. But he says I just got offered a GLR, and I asked him how does he feel about this, and he says I don't want to leave you guys' team, and that's when I made the contract.
Wow.
And I'm okay. I love Carson. I have a lot of respect for the guy. Oh wait.
Brady,
Yes.
Hold up.
holding up.
Are we getting some new info here?
Kitty may be able to pop out. We might have a third guest.
We just got word.
We don't have a third chair.
We don't, but the brother has some good legs. I know that. He can
Yeah.
stand.
Yeah.
I've seen it before. I've seen them before. They're really.
He never misses
All right.
like
Well, I said get back to me soon. We'll keep talking. Let's move on to what was after Road America.
Road America
Auto Club.
was Auto Club.
Hallows. What?
First one,
what-
rookie sensation.
Yeah. What do we think about that race? Well, the race was
I
good. The
finished-
racing was perfect.
My finishes from Vegas to Auto
personally-
Club were all horrible. Jesus.
Yeah, they're chaotic
6,
for
7,
sure.
and 7.
I don't know about horrible, but your finishes.
Yeah.
But the finishes itself, I think they were a
No,
little
finish
too
was
chaotic.
great. No. Auto Club's finish was.
I'm talking
fine.
about like my finishes.
Auto Club's
They,
finish.
they,
Road America had
Yeah.
an amazing finish. Yeah, so Hallows won. First ever win. First ever race.
and we thought he was gonna be really good. He's gonna be the next star, kind of
okay.
like Zorgo or
I-
Carson.
He's good.
I don't want you to sleep on him. He's had bad lag the past few races, and that's why he hasn't finished. But
He also hasn't showed up.
yeah, I think if the dude, he shouldn't have left GLR, to be honest.
Yeah, that's when he fell off. honestly.
Carson was active up until Hallows left. I also, I'm gonna announce this on here. This is actually a giant announcement. I'm gonna announce it on here because I want to. So sorry in advance to the dude that probably doesn't want it to be out. Hallows is gonna become the team owner for Mopar next season, and not because Muffin is retiring, but because Muffin is going to Team Bonsai.
Expected, honestly.
He
And it was a huge deal.
Yeah, Muffin is coming to Team Bonsai. Balake is going to be on Haas X Bonsai.
So the official lineup
So
for that
and also
be-
the number 31's coming back to the Cup Series with Muffin here. So I think Muffin personally, okay, definitely started the season off like a snoozer. I mean, this guy fell off from his champs.
he
Yeah.
has improved so much. Oh my god,
But-
he was so good at the one too.
Yeah,
Like,
his
like
late
back to
race,
back
his
at
late
Homestead
season,
and
sorry,
Glen.
has been crazy. He now has 2 second place finishes in a row, Homestead and the Glen now, and
So our
both
team
races he
bond
was up
so
front.
for next season, we also have me and Kitty and Super.
No,
And Super says he'll show up.
oh
No?
yes, Super Muffin Kitty Coop, and then Haas X Bonsai is Chris Cool Kid, Kong, and Balaka.
Yeah, so we have some new drivers on Bonsai. Both teams are full, but both Bonsai votes. So I think that's really huge for their teamwork
Yeah.
at Super Speedways. And Super, he said he's going to show up more for next season. He's finally going to try to make every race. And I think he'll really add a lot to our Super Speedways. And then Haas X Bonsai also being full. I mean, the teamwork between the two teams will just make Bonsai finally a threat at Super Speedways. And it's really never been since Zorgo left.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Braden too. Braden and Zorgo got us Daytona 500s, and that I was really hype. I know Braden wasn't a fan favorite whatsoever. Not a lot of people like that dude, but I will say when Braden first was with us, I
he almost
loved Braden.
won.
I loved Braden.
500 season 9. He almost won, and then I kind of won, and then I think he did the season after,
Don't know
so
what
he
just
got
happened.
redemption. So that was pretty cool.
But yeah, I love Braden. I loved he.
Until you didn't.
Yeah, he did a lot for us. He really did. Despite not getting a championship and despite contending for one, he got us the Daytona 500 and he got us some wins. So I was always hyped seeing Braden race. But Muffin was also a great Team Bonsai driver. A lot of people don't remember this, but before he left and then actually beat me in the championship, which I am salty to this day, he was on Team Bonsai during that season. He actually got us a win.
Really? I forgot about that.
He won at Talladega for us in the 19 that year, and I wanted him to stay on, and if he did, we would be sitting at 19 championships as a team. But despite him leaving, he's back, and I think Kitty can't make it, by the way, but that's fine. So yeah, despite him leaving, he's back, and I think Muffin, with our help and the way I kind of train and me and Coop kind of coach drivers, like Kitty. So me and Coop before every race, this is kind of a leak, but I mean, we go over what we should do. I usually let Coop make most of it up because he's the driver, and I personally, as a team owner, I trust Coop more to make the strategy than me. I want him to help his teammates because Kitty can probably agree. Coop is like the veteran of the team. Like he's a team leader basically. Like he's Kevin Harvick.
Yeah,
Team
and
Bonsai.
I've also been a part of the team ever since I've gotten here.
Yeah, so Coop knows what's up, and I know I can trust Coop to make a good strategy. And honestly, since then, Kitty has adopted his own way of fuel strategy, and it's been beautiful.
I don't know how he does it.
Kitty's like up there with me in fuel saving.
I think he might be better, honestly. No offense to Zorgo, but he makes it look like I never would think he was saving with how he's always up front. Yeah. I would never think that guy was saving. But then he is. He DMs me with his fuel, and I'm like, bro, wow, you've been up front the entire time. I'm just shocked every single time.
I did that at Watkins Glen, but that's not relevant.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it, but I can glaze Kitty like all day, bro. Like this kid is he's great. He's a great driver. He's a good person, a great driver, and like he knows exactly what to do. Like he's actually the whole bundle.
And that's a perfect contrast with me, who's also a great driver, but a little more aggressive and
Yeah.
a little more
A little.
heated, a lot
A
more
little.
heated, and a lot more aggressive. But
All right, next race was I'm gonna start going a little bit faster.
Gateway.
We'll just talk about it.
well, Gateway was actually replaced by
Milwaukee.
Yeah, so we go into Milwaukee. I liked Milwaukee.
is
That was a
a controversial
fuel
race.
strategy race. I loved that race personally, and fuel strategy was Fuel strategy was Kitty's that race. That was where we first saw Kitty because Kitty was about to go 3 in a row. Coop. We won't talk about it, but still, despite that, Zorgo, your strategy was second best, and you got the win. So that was your second win of the year.
I thought you would lose more time in pit road, so when I was saving and then Kitty pitted and he was like right next
Didn't
to me.
you
I
mess
knew
up
it
in
was
pit road?
over. Oh yeah, and that.
Yeah, you messed up your
Also-
entry or something to your box.
sorry.
Yeah, I hit
Can
the
I
pit
just
wall entry and I
mention-
lost like 15 seconds.
I just mention how Bonsai is in the constructors lead, and we've had only two drivers show up.
I mean, I
This
only have
season?
like it's kind of myself, but like
Yeah.
we'll talk about that.
I don't know, but Josh's been consistent, but yeah.
Yeah, Josh shows up a lot.
And Dino.
Well,
He's been
Dino
pretty
hasn't
good.
Dino hasn't shown up in forever. I show
Following
up
week
every week.
was
until it's
Talladega.
little.
We had 11 people at Talladega.
Talladega
that was a cool race.
Talladega was a 1-2. Should have been.
That was a cool race. Mailbox 1 sideways across the line. That was cool.
Before
Then
that-
we
Yeah.
skipped to Darlington, where Coop finally showed up and got his first win of the year. That since Darlington, that was the race that Coop flicked on the switch, and
Yeah.
the switch hasn't been off since. It might be
Yeah.
dampered right now, but the switch has not been off. It's flickering right now, but it's not off. Since that race, Coop flicked on the switch. He dominated Darlington. I mean that was at the end there. It was virtually
And the
unstoppable.
next race, I dominate
That-
Bristol.
It was
Yeah.
Bristol.
I agree. Coop, I know you're usually faster, but this was Zorgo's race. I mean,
I
you
agree.
were
I mean,
Zorgo, you were just fast.
And then we go to Wisconsin, dominated.
Yeah, Coop,
again.
that was all
Swept
you.
the
That wasn't
stages.
even close.
That was more domination than Darlington. Because actually swept the
And
stages.
you swept. Then we go into what I think is the best race this season,
Big pack
Indianapolis.
race.
Where Coop actually got the 20 points for corner cutting. And
But-
that actually is
And
costing.
Raspberry.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. 20. If you didn't get
Yeah.
that 20 points right now, you'd be.
Bro, of course, bro.
Yeah,
Because
basically tied.
Zorgo's little whining. Help
Bro,
him.
that's actually huge. If you
It-
didn't get that 20-point deduction right now, you would be in
2
a
points.
higher finish
Repeat
win.
of last season.
It would be a higher finish win.
Bro's whining is gonna
So like
win the
repeat of
championship.
last season.
That's
Worth.
crazy. We'll see how that plays out. I'm interested to see. But
Still
Kitty
the
won that
championship
race. That was
Zorgo, I
Kitty's third win of the year, which is just crazy.
Zorgo, if I still won the championship, I just don't know what to say to you, honestly.
I know
I
what's
feel
gonna
bad for
happen,
you.
but I'm not gonna
Your
say
luck
what's
is-
gonna happen.
And then let's stay on track here. Next race, Coop, you did it again. You swept the stages and won Richmond. That was also a domination. That was probably
I was second.
that was
all
more of a
race.
domination than Wisconsin, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. You
Yeah,
you led basically you led every lap, I think.
Then the next
Yeah,
race
I
is your
think-
fourth win of the year and your most recent. You didn't deserve this one, not even close.
Nope.
But-
It was mine.
But you won it. You actually only got one stage point, like one time that you got stage points.
finish.
Yeah, you only got one top 5 stage finish. I think the fastest drivers this race was Zorgo and Muffin.
I don't know about
Let
Muffin.
me check my results of
Muffin
every
was up
single.
front, dude.
Muffin,
I
he
thought-
wasn't saving like everyone else was.
Third,
Muffin was leading the
second.
train, and everyone was just saving behind him.
Okay, let's
Third,
go
second,
recent.
And because
Now-
Muffin, and then Muffin at the lucky pit.
Now we're caught up. Zorgo, you swept the stages and you won Watkins Glen. This win was so necessary for you. It's not even funny. This win shoots you up to the points lead. You gained the maximum
And
amount of
the
points that you
comeback.
could have. You got 150 points today, and well, I guess
The
151.
comeback
less,
was
but
and the comeback was real.
yeah. If
Also-
Coop just had finished maybe top 3, we would see it would be a lot closer, a lot easier for him to
It'll
win
be
this
it'll
champ.
be it'll be a lot different, but somebody just
I honestly
So
think
let's
who's
stop.
gonna do
But we're
better
not
at
gonna
me
talk
than
about that.
Phoenix, but because of the points lead, is how I'm gonna win. Because Phoenix, I'm usually not good enough at, especially if it's a Final Four.
And Coop
I
is
just can't
usually good.
win.
Yeah, but I think the
That's my,
points championship is
Break and
exactly
turn
what
always
Zorgo
better.
needed.
My weakness is
that's
turn three
I'm
and
better with
four.
point. I'm better
Always
at points
was.
championships, and that's why I'm doing good.
And now I wonder how with the break and turn how people are gonna slide now in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I think the banking's gonna be faster because of break
I
and turn.
agree. I think it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
So
and
now
I
we're
think
caught up. Let's
I think we should review everybody's season now. How
no,
it's
I think
Let's do that last.
I want to go to playoffs.
playoffs are.
I know we just covered the
Almost
races, but
didn't happen.
I want to talk about exactly what.
And
Okay,
that
what do we think about the format this year? Because it's changing
I
next year.
love
We're going
it.
back to the Final Four. But do we think? Let's say this was a Final Four championship right now. Our Final
I'd
Four
lose it.
going into Phoenix would be Muffin, Kitty, Coop, and Zorgo. So Little Jaw actually. So how last race?
Little's out.
Yeah, Little wouldn't be in the top four. Little actually wasn't even in it before. Last race, let's say the last race was the penultimate. Hallows would have been in the final four.
which would have been completely undeserved. He's been terrible in the playoffs. No offense
Yeah,
to him.
yeah.
He's just
Muffin really gained some points back, and I'm kind of wish he got a better start at the playoffs because he honestly could be in contention if he did. And
he's
same
been
with
really
Little Jaw.
impressed.
But right now, Zorgo, like we said, you're 22 points ahead of Coop, and then you're 59 points ahead of Kitty. Kitty needs 5 spots on you to win. I'd say you're looking like you're chilling.
On Kitty, I think I'm fine. Coop is gonna be a
It's
different
gonna
story.
be a battle, no matter what.
I hope
I
you
think it's
know
gonna
Kong.
be. I think it's gonna be a
I hope
team
you know
battle
if
personally.
Kong show. Yeah, I agree. So many teams helping.
Yeah, if Kong shows up, you might have a problem with Zorgo because
You guys
Kong
have
is
the numbers on me.
Kong is
No,
the Sergio Perez of this league. Bro is the minister of defense.
but
I don't like Muffin.
This guy
think-
will hold you.
and honestly, Muffin might do the same considering he's joining us.
He
next
already
season.
has.
So what I'm okay. There's also no stages. So with those stages,
There's no stages.
no, there's gonna be no stages in Phoenix. So stage points, it's gonna be what you see is what you get. The points that are going in right now is exactly what we're gonna deal with. And
I like that.
It's
I think that helps me.
it's gonna be interesting. So I'll go over my
Marty
predictions
Pitcher.
first. At the start of the season, I made full race predictions. I'm just gonna go through it. I'm gonna go through
I
every
remember
prediction
those.
that I made. I had Jaw winning Daytona, didn't happen. Coop winning Vegas, didn't
He
happen.
could've.
Coop winning Road America also didn't
Could've.
happen. Dino winning Auto Club didn't happen. Bizorgo, you were the first one I got right. I got you winning Milwaukee.
Network.
I had Coop winning Dega, didn't happen. I had Super winning Darlington, didn't happen.
Why would you pick Coop to win Dega? Like, no
He-
offense.
I mean,
Coop
he got
can't win
second.
super speedways.
He got
Same
second.
thing.
I just thought it was gonna be his year.
If you ain't first, you're last.
And then I flip flopped you guys. I had Coop winning Bristol and you winning Wisconsin, Zorgo. I should have flip flopped them.
Gosh, that's just dumb.
I can't do short
Never-
tracks this
No, but
year.
Zorgo, it's because you won the first Wisconsin race, so I was like, all right, he's
Yeah,
gonna do it
yeah,
again.
no.
That's not. Actually, it's Mason.
Okay. Then I had for Indy Road Course, I had Coop finished second. I had Carson at Richmond, didn't happen. I had Kitty at Homestead, also didn't happen. And then I had Coop today. I have one correct this entire season,
That's me.
and that's you. And going next race, I have Carson winning at Phoenix. I mean, that one's the only one that right now that's possible. Carson is good at Phoenix.
Did you predict the
If
champ
he
or
even
no?
chose-
Yes, I did. I have Kitty winning the champ.
No.
But
If he-
before I had Kitty, it was you, Zorgo. So maybe I doubled down here. But
How I'm not even ever in the prediction, even though I've had my best season ever.
well, I mean, I just was predicting that even with it, you wouldn't win. But we'll see.
Because of my luck. Yeah.
No
Personally,
problem.
I can predict the champ race. It's gonna be obviously late race restart because no one's gonna go without those, and then Coops. Someone's gonna do the funny to me. Sorry for
Yep.
talking. I'm gonna bomb with him later.
It's-
But yeah, and then I'm gonna lose every single spot. Coops gonna do his little thing, sneak on by, and win the champ.
All right, I'd really like to talk about media.
Agree.
Um, so obviously we have the divisional download.
Yeah.
That's new, and before it was Let's Talk Racing. We had technically divisional
Wasn't
download.
necessarily
there
all about
once.
RTS though,
Yeah.
and now this is all about divisional.
So
Nothing else.
I think, well, first of all, the divisional download is a great addition. I really like it. The extended
the-
highlights,
it
something I probably won't do for every race next season, only the good ones. But I've been doing extended highlights. We're caught up now. I did catch up, by the way, except for Watkins Glen. What do we think about the Haters Guide video?
Love it.
It was pretty cool.
I want to do it for the beginning of next season.
And it's on the website now.
And yeah, that's where I was going
Racing.com.
next.
Go
We
check
made
that
it.
out.
We made it to rowracing.com. We're the second ever NASCAR league to make it there. And
I'm just saying, if I get this champ, there needs to be a video of how I like peaked and kind of went downhill, and then got the champ back. That'd be pretty cool. I'm just saying.
yeah, I think you really turned your season around.
Yeah.
So yeah, we made it to
If that points reset didn't happen, it'd be a different story.
yeah, it would. We made it to rowracing.com, and we already have one video on there, and that's the Haters Guide video. And there's gonna be more to come, that's for sure. In the server actually for rowracing.com, I'll link it in the description of this for the to the website because I'm gonna try and get this episode on the website. But if you join that Discord, you can see the updates I post in the league posts. So I'm allowed as being a league owner in the rowracing.com, I can post 5 posts in league posts a week. And I've already done 2, but I'm probably not gonna finish it this week. I'm not gonna do all 5.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, about the format, do you think that a points reset was better or a full season Winston Cup type format was better?
If
Because
we had a full season Winston style,
think-
then I feel like it would have already been decided who would have been
Yeah.
champ.
it would have been me. We would have had
Actually,
the
no,
most
I think it would actually
champion.
still be close because Kitty had I think he had a decent gap on Coop when we entered the playoffs, and now
Not really.
got
I think
the
I
least
was
gap on
almost.
Kitty.
I think it was like
I think
once away.
the reset was better.
yeah,
I-
I did too,
Okay.
actually.
For you,
Do-
obviously no, but for the league,
hope-
I think
the league is better.
I don't
but
think
if
it'd be a
you want
20-point
the most-
gap if we did the full season.
But if you think the most,
But
if you
but
want
think about it,
most
Coop.
for champion,
Even
it's
this,
me.
I mean, this season maybe you could say that, but next season, even with the reset, we have a 10 race playoff. That's enough to
Mhm.
decide it.
and then the champ, yeah. So
But the
the
champ
champ four,
is the champ 4 is back. But we have 10 races. That means we will. I think with
I don't know.
nine races before the final race, we will see the best 4 make it to the championship 4.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's why I wanted to
also-
introduce it back.
And why you wanted the long playoff?
Yeah.
Put it
The
up
only
to the
reason
kid.
I don't like it is because I do good over a span, not like once when it matters.
But we have a 20 race season coming up next year, and we have a couple new tracks that we just either haven't raced before or haven't raced in the past few seasons. So I'm gonna go over some of those tracks, and I'm just gonna say them, and I want you guys to give your opinion on them. Second race of the season isn't Vegas right now. That's the 4th now. We're going to Kansas for the second race of the year.
Amazing.
I've always been good there.
It's back,
Beautiful. I love Kansas.
and we haven't been there in a while.
Is Aska, right?
Well, yeah, probably. But third race of the year, we go to the Glen.
I like,
Early-
I don't like
early
yeah,
road
It's not
course.
the
Of course.
playoffs. Only because it's not the playoffs.
Then we hit Vegas, usually a top beginning 5 race, always good. Then we hit Richmond because as much as I liked Richmond and it was a domination, I want it to be an early race. That way we don't have it in the playoffs.
I think it's fair because you can't like a track I'm good at and not the place and also.
Then we have Talladega.
Yeah,
We can skip that.
He's literally
Okay.
making it to where I do bad in the playoffs.
Okay,
I mean, he took
stay
out
on
the
track,
gun as
please.
well.
Then we head back. Hasn't been here in a couple seasons. The Brickyard 400's back. I think with the break and turn, that's gonna be a good race.
It's gonna be a slidey, I think.
Then we head to Milwaukee again, and then Darlington, and then we had a road Atlanta to close out the regular season.
I still don't know the layout of that
I
place.
love that.
I think that's gonna be a crazy race.
Love Riddle.
To open up the chase for the cup, we go to Iowa.
Ooh, I like that.
All right.
Then we hit Road America. Then we hit
Okay.
Bristol, and then for the first time in a long time, it's not the championship. We hit Phoenix.
Sonoma? Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
Then we go to Auto Club. Then we go. Coop's gonna be happy about this. We had Pocono is back on the
Pocono.
schedule. Everyone,
back.
Pocono's back.
Honestly, I don't remember. I don't even think I've ever raced Pocono.
With the
in
break and
real
turn,
life.
bro, it's gonna be so good.
Pocono with the breaking turn is gonna be so good. Then we head back to Atlanta. I don't know if I'm gonna do old or new, so that's something I'll decide last minute.
Old, please.
Then we hit Indy Road Course, and then penultimate race before the Final Four for the first time ever. We go to Rockingham,
Love it.
and then we hit Homestead for the championship.
So, I love the schedule. Everything about it's good. Besides one thing,
Which is-
Chicagoland isn't on it.
and
That's
the
it.
All-Star race is at Chicagoland.
Oh, that's right.
I'm switching it from Texas.
Chicagoland All Star.
Thank you.
And it probably won't happen, but the Clash, if we do it, is gonna be at Dover.
Weird.
Not weird. That's a
A
good
weird track,
Dude,
but I love
Dover would be a
Dover.
good Clash track IRL. I don't care what
Actually,
anyone says.
it's actually kind of true. Can't lie.
And then we're also gonna try and do an Indy 500 next season because we haven't done it in a while. But yeah, that's next season's schedule. So I want you guys to talk because this divisional has boosted this year. I mean, it went from pretty low ball to giant,
Red.
and I want you guys to tell me what you think about the future. What do you think the future holds for this league?
So I actually think that it's quite interesting that you were thinking about season 17 being the final season.
Honestly, the only reason I was thinking that because we
It was
were
looking
still
down,
kind of low ball,
honestly.
and I was getting busy, and I didn't want to keep doing it if it was going to be the same. And then season 16 just,
This happened.
Momentum, break a turn, change everything.
and I think honestly, season 16 being so good was a sign that I shouldn't stop because
Yeah, I agree.
clearly something's trying to tell me something that this season was so good right when I was about to stop. So I did make the announcement earlier this year that season 17 will not be the last divisional season, and I'm sure that made a bunch of people happy. It made me happy too. Like, I'm not saying I wanted to stop. It's just something I felt like I had to do at the time. I mean, 17 seasons and 6 years is a long time for a league to be chugging. But nonetheless, I mean, we're still here, and it's never been better. I'm feeling good about it, and yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to cover. I mean, is there anything you guys want to talk about?
I don't got much.
I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, this isn't technically divisional, so I shouldn't
Can
talk
we talk
about it.
about
But
Corey?
what?
Do we talk about Corey?
What rhymes with 40? Corey. No, we don't have to talk about Corey. Sorry, Corey. This is technically illegal.
You know,
This is the divisional download, but I'm gonna do it. We're gonna allude to some of my other leagues here, real quick. I just want to give a shout out. I want to do QSSRX. The shit's not done.
Real.
I actually was gonna do Veloce today at 4 p.m., but I
You
forgot.
were?
I'm gonna keep trying to do QSSRX, even if it's once in a blue moon. I'm gonna keep doing it. I need people to react because I'm trying to do the Duluth Nationals in November. Nobody's reacting to QMA right now, and it's making me mad because I miss Prime QMA. And then I'm trying to start MX5 Cup League. If anyone's interested, please.
MX5.
Zorko, you should join so you can make your freaking
Which
car.
which chassis?
It's tank chassis, but it's like pack racing road course like it is in IRL. It's so much fun. It's gonna be block cars just beating and banging. I invite you to it. Anyways, I'd say that's all. So, Zorgo, Coop, I wish you guys both lots of luck in the championship. Coop, you guys are both looking for your second Cup Series title, but Zorgo, it's been a while since you've been there, been the winner, and Coop, it's not been as long, but still been quite a bit.
Season
It's been
load.
5 seasons, and
How many?
Zorgo, it's been what, like
6,
6, 7, 7.
7.
But
How many wins do I have compared to Dino?
all time,
Yeah.
I think you have. I think you just tied him today.
Mm.
Yeah, you
One thing,
had 8
one
before.
thing
You're
more.
tied with him for 9 now.
One thing more
I
I
like
want to
that.
touch on the future is that now that with the season that we've experimented with which tracks are good for momentum, which are good for draft, I think it'll actually be much better, even better next season, which is just hard to think about because the season's so good. But I think now that we've experimented, we know which tracks are better with momentum and draft, and that could very well change the effect of the tracks that we raced this year,
I'm
and then the tracks that we race next year.
I'm actually gonna do something real quick. You guys are gonna be on a happy hour. I just quite literally the camera's gonna be on you. Don't even talk to me. I won't be at my desk. Talk about whatever. I'm gonna let you guys take over for just a little bit here.
All right.
Talk to each other as drivers. I'll be back.
Oh, okay. That's
So,
so.
how are you feeling about a championship?
I think
Just give me your thoughts.
odds are my favor, but y'all just have the numbers compared to me. I feel like at max I'm gonna have 3 people, including me. And I feel like you're gonna have most of the field on your side, and they're gonna help you win.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna. I
Without
mean, I honestly,
I was
uh,
thinking it was over for me because I thought there was gonna be stages, and to
this
me
is
this
the
feels like I'm gonna be second to you all race, but since you
if
have
there
to
was.
be
I
like
feel like
read spots,
most stages really helps you.
sometimes they do. When I'm saving, they honestly don't because I'm using the bag and I don't pick up that many stage points. Then when there's a late stage race caution, then I'm like, oh, I did that for nothing. But recently,
Yeah,
luck's been turning around, and I just got disconnected.
that's just I feel like I'm the person that's like good like more stage points usually than you. You're kind of that person that comes in late race and kind of like for example at Watkins Glen. Of course, you're still fast. I think you actually sub the stages actually, so I can't be talking. But
Yeah,
most of the time, you're not that great in stages, and then you're
that was
really
the one
good.
situation where I wanted a late race caution. Never came, but it didn't really matter.
No, I didn't, and it still came for you, or that look still came for you. All you
Y'all
needed,
battling was like really helpful because like you have
yeah.
my graphics though,
And
so I really couldn't see y'all.
Noah
I
was
could tell
getting
Noah's
really
getting
mad at me
anxious.
because
Y'all were battling,
I
like
kept
I
over
heard in that.
I kept overshooting our corners, and it wasn't even my fault because I think it might have been. I think there's a bit in the last turn and the first turn. I kept like sending it in. Oh, you left the game, Zora.
Yeah, I got disconnected.
You can join
It's
back. I can TP you. But...
alright.
Yeah. Okay. So I was getting mad at you, but like truthfully, what was happening?
So okay, so I personally, what I think was happening was there's a little banking change on coming into the final turn, and
Okay.
that's where I think I got hooked onto it all the time. I don't know why other people didn't, but
I
I was
think
even hooked on
the
it
thing
to
with
all the time. I think it
no, you
wasn't
have
my controller. I
Xbox
knew that. If
controls
everyone,
as you have Xbox controls as like can the joystick control everything or does it have to be the
I
triggers?
I use my I use my triggers. I love
Alright,
triggers.
because sometimes
If
in
the
row
joystick,
racing
yeah, that would
the
make sense.
joystick it can move everything and like it can like ruin it if you try to like use the triggers and the joystick at the same
Yeah, I don't.
time.
So if you guys are done, I mean we're at the 50-minute mark, so we've had a pretty good episode.
I think we've done pretty good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
say about time to wrap it up.
Alrighty. So
I
I
agree.
plan to do
Talked about
one
entire team.
possibly after the
So,
championship and bring the champion back on, and I mean it could be the same too. I could bring both of you guys back on, and
We kitty.
yeah, I'm gonna try and get Kitty eventually. I thank you guys for showing up. This was a lot of fun. It's always fun, in my opinion, to do podcasts and to make
yeah,
this league
just
better.
talk.
So, um, a lot of fun. Thank you guys very much, and we'll see you guys hopefully very shortly after Phoenix.
Night.
Yep.